we'll go ahead and get started with this. So, this is one of my favorite classes. I love that we have such a robust line of kids products. I just, as I kind of said in my video earlier today, like if I had the tools that my kids have for supporting their bodies, supporting their physically, mentally, emotionally, if I have these tools at my fingertips that they have at their fingertips, man, oh man, it would have been absolutely life changing for me. And I've already seen the difference in their lives when we've implemented different things. And so it just really excites me to see the next generation having opportunities for these things, that they can experience these changes, and maybe not even remember a life of having to deal with all of the toxic exposure that so much of us have had in our childhoods and in our adulthood, and trying to switch over things, but they just remember, and they're just kind of like born into clean living. So that's kind of the vision of this, and the goal of this is to help equip families, equip parents, that they can have a space that they can feel successful for how the environment through which they're raising their kids. Obviously, kids don't come with an instruction manual when they're born, and so many things that we have seen as staples in our lives, and staples of things, go-to things to help support kids, is now coming into question as to being whether they're actually more harmful than good. The things on our store shelves that are marketed as being safe, quote unquote, for kids, are coming out more and more things that are actually turning out to be poisoning them. So the goal is, like I said, is to help parents so they can have discernment in what to do and what to give to their kids, whether it's toddlers, school age, if they're teens, that there's something that in this class that we can help with to bring discernment to parents and help parents to be able to make empowered and the right decisions for their kids. Because ultimately, parents, they're the gatekeepers when it comes to their homes, and what goes into and onto their children's bodies. As a dad of four little girls, I'm responsible for ultimately what is done in their lives in this precious and important time of their formation into adulthood. So, question I want to kind of start off with in helping parents to start thinking about is, what are our go-to responses for our kids when we experience something? If a child is experiencing some kind of sniffly thing, what are the go-to things that we use to help support them? Do we actually know what ingredients are in it? Do we actually know what we're giving to them? And ultimately, are we, with what we're giving to them, are we trading a short-term fix for something that's actually going to cause long-term harm to them? Something like meltdowns. If a kid is experiencing a meltdown, every parent has experienced multiple times kids melting down. What is the cause of it? Is this just a behavioral thing, or have we thought about, is there a physiological reason? Is there a physiological lack that our kids are having that's causing this? Is this not just a behavioral thing, but something that they're actually lacking in their bodies, that they're not able to regulate a proper response to something? And do we know the tools to help support them with that? I go really in depth on that in our kids mood class. So if you want to learn more about that one, check out our kids mood class, because that covers really the depth of that one. What about sleeping? Kids sleeping, they say, oh, I slept like a baby, but at least with my firstborn, and before we had started using oils and stuff, sleeping like a baby looked like waking up screaming a lot. And that isn't how I personally would like to sleep. So how are we supporting kids in their sleep? And are we thinking about the daily things that are contributing to their inability to sleep or stay asleep? Are we thinking about EMF exposure that they're getting throughout the day? Are we thinking about blue light exposure, at the end of the day, if they're on their tablets, if they're watching videos on their laptops, or if we're watching a movie together as a family? Are we thinking about the blue light exposure that is decreasing the melatonin secretion in their body, that they're not able to actually get into that space of going and entering into sleep? Are we thinking about how we can support their sleep rather than just saying, just go to bed and just fall asleep? Because sometimes it's just not as simple as that. I think as adults, we really know that, because there's so many of us that struggle with sleep. So how our family got started with using oils for our girls, it wasn't something that was naturally just kind of clicked for us to do. We got into oils because of my own needs and my own wellness goals that I was doing. And I was the only one who was using the products from Young Living in the house. It was just for me. And so giving them to the oils and stuff to the girls, it wasn't a category of thought for us. But we had a really bad, nasty bug that hit us, and it was at Christmas time, and like it just totally knocked us on our butts. I was knocked down for quite a while. Lydia was hit so hard from it she had to go into the doctor for it, which it takes a lot for someone in our age range to get knocked down that hard from a bug. And so we were concerned about it for our kids. We were concerned about their health. Their girls, we had two at the time, I think, and they were like 3 and 2 or something like that. So really, really little kids. And we were concerned about. We thought, oh my gosh, if they get this as bad as we did, like they may end up in the hospital or something. And so we were, starting to use the oils for more things than we realized, and we decided let's try them out on the girls. And so our 3-year-old at the time, we started giving her the oils because she started acting like she was going to get sick, and within just a little over a day, she was like back to normal from it. So just bounced back from it super fast. And so we're like, hey, we should look in to see if there's something to this. And so we started, looking into the oils for the kids, the supplements, personal care products for them, just all the kids stuff. And now our girls are 7, 5, 4, and 2, and we have never had a sick visit for the kids. The kids have never had a sick visit. So, my question to parents is, what would you be willing to do to have that story? What would you be willing to change in your house that you're not having to have sick visits all the time? I mean, just think about my own childhood that I was often having sick visit after sick visit. And what I would have done to have these tools on hand for my parents to be able to use to help change that story. So let's talk a little bit about kind of the science of why this is so important for it, especially in this day and age around kids' health. There was a study done by Beasley in 2008 on acetaminophen, that's Tylenol, that they increased asthma rates just from a single dose within the first year of life. Asthma increased 46% in children, and eczema increased 35%. The Scientific American published a discussion that they had with the FDA on the dangerous side effects of cough syrup and its use in children. There are so many issues that they were listing, including convulsions, rapid heart rate, loss of consciousness, and even death in some cases. And so it was noted in a public advisory by the FDA that they were aware of the reports of the side effects, the serious side effects in kids ages 2 to 11, and they are still reviewing the information. The result is that from that discussion was that 12 drug companies voluntarily pulled 14 different cough and cold products targeted at toddlers. You may have remembered when that happened. It did hit the news, at least on some level. But these are the kinds of things that were being seen within the health and wellness industry on your common store shelves, of things that we would just naturally assume as being good and helpful for our kids, actually not being so helpful with our kids. So what do we do in a day and age when we really have to question the safety of the things that we're putting before our kids? And I think that the solution is to look back in history. So just a brief history of essential oils. Essential oils have been a remedy for millennia. The ancient remedies that have stood the test of time for health and wellness are food, what you're consuming in your diet is being a huge part of it, herbs, and essential oils. Those were the standards for healing the body for 6,000 years. And what makes oil so special is their potency. An essential oil is 1,000 times more potent than an herb because of their large amount of plant material that's distilled into a very, very small size. So for instance, rose essential oil, it takes 60,000 rose blossoms per ounce of rose oil. So very, very concentrated. And it's Also, something that is just a really quick fix in the sense of it's like the fast food when it comes to the natural wellness industry. If you're thinking about trying to create your own herb tinctures and whatnot, things have to sit and mix for a long time. Certain things have to be fermented. But when you get a essential oil bottle from Young Living, you're getting it delivered right into your hands, ready to use at a moment's notice for whatever it is that you're trying to do. So great, 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 powerful, potent tools to have on hand, ready to go at a moment's notice. And what essential oils are is they're made up of tiny constituents that all work to enact change on the body. And so a few drops of something like Kid Power, which is oil I'm using right now, can help stop a tantrum dead in its tracks. They can also have a physical effect on the body that's much gentler than a harsh substance that we might use or be exposing our children to. And so kind of going back to the mood thing, but the molecules, what makes them so special is that they're very, very, very small. And that means that they have access to different parts of our bodies that other things just don't. So for instance, the molecules of an oil can get access to the limbic lobe of the brain very easily, and that's the emotional center of the body. So when you smell the oil, it's going directly to that part of our body, able to create that physiological change in a very, very rapid rate. So oils and herbs and good nutrition, this was the go-to standard for, like I said, for millennia, up until about 150 years ago. And oils in particular is kind of the forgotten blessing that is found in God's creation. They help to beat things before they happen. And so we often use in our home the oils as a preventative thing to help support our bodies. It's a matter of looking at health and wellness from a proactive space rather than being in a reactive space. So, where's the best place to start? Well, our favorite spot is the Little Oilers bundle. This is the one that comes with just the best bang for the buck of all the things together for the kids. The staple in that one is the Feather the Owl diffuser. I have Snowy. This was a Christmas one. Beside me here, you can see it going off. This is the one that we use for our girls. They absolutely love and adore it. It's a diffuser, as you can see. It's diffusing Kid Power right now, and there's 3 different settings of the rate which it diffuses, all the way up to 10 hours. So you can actually diffuse it all night long while your kids are sleeping. You can also, it's got little touch buttons on the bottom here on the talon, so you can change and adjust different things. So right now I'm changing the colors, as you can see, just by touching the talon. So it works as a little nightlight, or you can turn it off entirely. Also, there's a noise setting on it as well. So as you can hear here, there's raindrops, there's birds, and there's white noise, there's a little song. Different settings and different colors make up a range of different options for this one. So it's a really robust tool in that you get that the noise maker, you get the diffuser and the nightlight. It's been the perfect companion for our girls in just being that nighttime companion for them in getting what they need. So it's just an excellent tool. So like I said, this is Snowy. So this was a Christmas one that they were putting out. But the one that comes in that Little Oilers bundle is Feather, which is also just as adorable. Something interesting on white noise is they've actually done studies on infants for white noise, and they found that infants in the space of white noise, it really helps them to enter into the space of sleep. There was actually one study that showed that 80% fell asleep within 5 minutes when they were in a white noise environment. So all those things paired together, with the nightlight and the diffusing of the oils, it's a really, really great tool. It also comes with 5 different kid oils. So, and they're in the 5 milliliter bottle. This is a 15, this is a big one. Kid Power, this is one of the ones that comes with it. And all these ones, these Kid Sense lines, they all come pre-diluted, which just makes it easier for application for kids. And they're all their own unique blends that all do different things. So this one right here, Kid Power, it's basically what I would say courage in a bottle. If you're familiar with the blend Valor, it's very similar to Valor. And so this is just a really good one that helps to inspire feelings of courage, positivity, and confidence. It's an easy one to apply to the wrist, the back of the neck, on the heart, bottom of the feet, just to help kids in that space to feel confident, whether they're doing, whether it's, first day back in school, they're going to a camp for the first time. It's really helpful for that. Our third daughter, she was 3 years old. She was getting ready to go to Sunday school class for the first time, and she was just terrified of not having mommy around with her. And we gave her one of these bottles to take with her. We had a little roller cap that we put on top of it. They also do rollers of these as well. Um, and so she would take this with her, and she called this her little buddy. And she would show it to her Sunday school teacher, and she put on her little buddy. And she did so well and was so happy and had a great time, and was okay to be alone from mommy because she had that. So it's just really special for her, in that 3-year-old space that she had that. And this is now because of that. She tells everyone, if you ask her, she says, Kid Power is my favorite. It's my buddy. So she absolutely loves that one. The oils in that, like I said, it's very similar to Valor. So it's got black spruce, blue tansy, camphor, frankincense, but it also has vanilla and orange in it. So it kind of smells like an orange creamsicle with a little bit of a woody tone to it. It's very, very nice oil. And I absolutely love it. So I think it's also a great one for adults too. The next one in the set is Genius. And this is one that I would call the homework oil for it. It just works really, really well to create a good study space. It creates feelings of grounding, helps with clarity of thought, reduces stress, and helps in a distracted environment. So if we put that one in the diffuser when the girls are doing homework, they get it done so much faster when that's being diffused. And this one's really, really amazing, especially for kids who have attention issues. This oil, it's got sacred frankincense, cedarwood, palo santo, melissa, rose, vetiver, and bergamot. Also, another way to put it on is topically. You can put it just at the base of the neck on what's called the medulla or the brain stem. It can just really help kids get that brain activity focused in on what they're working towards. Next one is Owie. And this is the perfect go-to oil to have in your pocket or in your purse, on the go, diaper bag or whatever. It's great for any little owie or whatever that can come up with kids being kids. It's just great to have around. So it's particularly just good for those moments. It has balsam fir, tea tree, hinoki, clove, cistus, helichrysum, and elemi in it. And it's just a good combination for, if you experience red fluids coming out, or when the body's in discomfort, or even in calming after an incident that's had. The calming oils that are in there really help to just get to that space of feeling safe and okay with that. I have a personal story that I have particularly for this one, but I'll save that for another time. But this has just been one that's been really powerful for our family. Tummy Jize is the next one. This one's just great for any tummy or digestion needs. It's got peppermint, tangerine, spearmint, anise, fennel, cardamom, and ginger. So a lot of your standard spices that you're going to find in your spice rack in your home. This is my youngest daughter's absolute favorite. She's constantly saying that she wants it for her tummy. If she has a tummy ache or something, she loves to put that one on. And she'll even just ask for it and say her tummy hurts when it doesn't hurt, just because she loves it so much. She constantly loves to put it on her tummy. So this one is just great for any of those tummy discomforts that can come up, and just really helps that, if you had a meal that didn't sit right, or, you maybe had some fast food, not the best food, can help to keep things moving. Just a really great tool to have on hand for the kids. Next one is Sniffles. This is great for all kinds of sniffly issues. It's good to be put on the chest or on the throat, even on the back or on the feet to help with that. It's a great one, again, to put into the diffuser at nighttime to help with that breathing if someone is having the sniffles all night long. It's got a range of oils that help with respiratory support. So it's got eucalyptus blue, palo santo, lavender, ravensara, dorado azul, camphor, eucalyptus globulus, marjoram, myrtle, cypress, black spruce, and peppermint. The last one is Sleepy Eyes, and I call this one Sleep in a Bottle. It's just a favorite tool for us if we've had a long day and we just want the kids to go down, or if we know that there's if we're getting ready for a big trip or something, we really want the kids to get a good night's sleep. This is the one that we love to put on for them. And it's great for diffusing all night long again with that diffuser. It's also something you can put on to massage into their backs. You can put on their feet. You can put a drop into the belly button. All great things to help support sleep. It's got lavender, geranium, Roman chamomile, tangerine, sacred frankincense, valerian, rue, and bergamot in it. And this is actually Lydia's favorite sleep oil. So again, it's not just for the kids; it's also for the adults too. We use all of these blends for everyone. So, and we have noticed that it just creates such a huge difference for our kids when they get to sleep at night with those oils. It just really helps them. And sleepy eyes in particular, it's just such a fantastic one that helps out with that. So the question is, all these things, they sound like great tools, but are they cost effective? Well, the 5 milliliter bottles, they come with about 90 to 100 different drops in them. And so depending on how you use it, if you use one drop on your kid or whatever, that's, essentially 90 applications that you can use it. How often you use it could probably last you about half a year. So let's do a little bit of a cost breakdown on it. So Allie, let's look at that one. It's $35 for a bottle of that, which comes out to just under $12 a month. And if you're using this for, a toddler who's accident prone, spending roughly $10 a month for that to help that out seems like a pretty reasonable price. Another one, tummy jives. This one's just under $15, which would be about $5 a month if you're putting a drop on every day. And that seems like a pretty cost-effective way to support happy little tummies when they're going through things. So I think it is certainly a cost-effective way to help support our kids. The next question is it safe for our kids? Well, I'd say in anything that you do when you're introducing to your home, make sure that you start slow. So according to Johns Hopkins University, on a study that they did, or a recommendation they put out on essential oils, they give the following recommendations. They said, don't put it in the eyes or the ears. They said, quality is really important, where you're sourcing your oils from. It's really important because not all oils are created equally. They recommended to dilute it topically. Again, the kid sense oils are pre-diluted. Use a high quality diffuser that is designed for diffusing essential oils, and to keep oils out of the reach of kids so that you are the one who is, facilitating the application of the oils. So with Young Living oils, they've been used by millions of parents around the world safely. And so we know that these are well tested, something we've been using in our home now for years. We absolutely love it. We can attest to how wonderful they've been, how safe they've been for our kids, and how much benefit they've added to our children's lives. So if this is your first time using them, we recommend to start with the feet. If you're, some people want to put things like on the chest and the neck. Those are more sensitive areas of the body. So, if this is the first time putting on a kid, starting with the feet is just a really good and safe place to do it. And as I said, dilute it. And with the kid sense ones, they're pre-diluted, so that's just an easy thing already done for you. The bottle is ready to go. Again, you don't want to put it in your eyes, ears, or mouth. And if that does happen, if you happen to get a drop near their eyes or ears or whatever, make sure to add a carrier oil. So something like a organic coconut oil or something like that, as that helps to capture the oils. If you put water on it, it's going to make it worse. So I've had times when I've gotten some oils into my eyes, ones that are considered more hot, like oregano or cinnamon bark. Does not feel very good. It will go away, but definitely adding in something like the coconut oil is really helpful. So just being safe around those things. And then again, quality is key, as they said in that study. And with all of Young Living products, they have what's known as the seed to seal promise, which means there are no pesticides, no chemical fertilizers. And they actually, for insecticides, what they use is they use the essential oils. So they're using the natural plant matter to help keep those bugs away. Most of the fields are hand weeded. And so just to show the dedication of this, with our lavender, It costs $12,000 per acre per year to hand maintain the lavender fields, whereas the industry standard is $60 per acre per year to maintain lavender. So it just goes to the dedication that shows the quality that is necessary to make sure that it's absolutely the best things that we're going to be using for our kids. The soil is tested, the air is tested, the water is tested, everything is then third party tested numerous times so that we know that it's nothing but the best and something that we can trust for the most precious little ones that we have in our lives. I know for me, I'm not someone who is willing to compromise with what I'm giving to my kids. I want nothing but the best for them. So there are different qualities of essential oils. There's authentic, which is going to be 100% pure oil. There's manipulated, where things have been altered and changed. There's perfume grade, which is something that's just used kind of for the smell of it, so to speak. And then there's synthetic, ones that are actually manufactured in a lab, but there's no plant matter involved. It's just simply made in a lab. And from all that I've seen, Young Living is absolutely the best of the best. They are the purest, they are totally unadulterated, straight from the field, no synthetics, no solvents. What it does mean is if you're going to be buying from Young Living, it means you're going to be paying $27 for a bottle of lavender instead of $5 at a grocery store of a bottle that's about 10 times the size. But it also means that the oils are actually oils, and it means that they're actually going to work and that they're actually doing good in your body and not harm. Anytime something is cheaper, it means that a corner has been cut. And I'm someone, like I said, I don't want to cut corners when it comes to my kids' health and wellness. That's not an area that I'm willing to take shortcuts on. So, kind of says, what's the point of trying to cut out toxins on the store shelves, as we talked about, some of the things that we've been learning that are, harmful to our kids. Why would we cut out those toxins just to replace them with a toxic synthetic oil? We want the best for our kids. We don't want to just replace one bad thing for another bad thing. So, some favorite application tips with kids, just some quick things. If your kids are having eye discomfort, lavender or myrrh are really helpful for that. You can put it on the second and third toes or around the eye, not actually in the eye, but around the eye. Oils can be really helpful for immune support, especially if you can put them along the spine or on the feet. Teething issues, we love using orange or copaiba in the gums, so really helpful for that. Ear discomfort, a few drops on the mastoid bone behind the ear. If you can feel that on the back of your head, you just feel right behind the ear, that hard bit there, really good to put it back there. Night terrors, and this is something that I talk to families about a lot. And the ones that we love for that is Sacred Mountain and Dreamcatcher. Really helpful diffusing those through the night. And then if your kids are having trouble with social connections with other kids, I know that's kind of a big issue in the season. Cedarwood is an oil that can really help to facilitate the feelings of being connected with others. And so that's a really helpful one for that. I'm just going to dip into a couple of other little topics here. And I'm going to point you to some other classes that we have that talk about it more in depth, but really important things to be thinking about with our kids and their overall health and well-being. So chemicals in the kitchen. You can learn more about this in our nutrition class that we cover all these things, but things like food dyes, caramel colors, anything that is GMO is going to be loaded with glyphosate and more that is known to cause harm. Non-organic canned foods and even some organic canned foods can be harmful. Non-organic dairy. All these things are huge, huge things that are contributing to the physical well-being and as well as the mood for our kids to help support them with their bodies to get through the day. So it's really important the fuel that we put into the tanks of our kids. We do a strictly organic diet as much as we can in our house. We try to do low sugar, meaning less than 10 grams of sugar a day. We try to get high good fats because this is really good brain food to help our kids, especially when they're trying to study, getting good things like nuts and fish, coconut oil, organic butter. All these things are really important. Keeping a low dairy diet, especially if you're not able to get raw dairy sources, and then adding in more protein snacks and less garbage, carbs, and sugars. So getting high quality proteins. So things that we love to give our kids, as really healthy snacks. We love using Ningxia's healthy snack that can be turned into little gummies. The Young Living protein bites are great. Einkorn granola is one of my kids' absolute favorites. So just getting into those things, and we have some great meal replacement things like Power Meal, and balance completes. And so we'll do like smoothies with those things for the kids, and they absolutely love it. We can tell on those days because they have really good energy from those things. So if you want to learn more about what we do in our kitchen, we have a great cooking class for that. We can talk more about that. So that's a great resource that we have in this group. And then supplements. Supplements, there's a huge, huge line of kids supplements. Absolutely love these. And lots of it are geared towards keeping a happy tummy. So the hormone serotonin is primarily produced in the gut. And that's the one that makes us feel happy. It also helps us to sleep and helps us to think. So a happy gut means a lot of things for our kids. And a lot of times when our kids are expressing really intense emotions, it's usually related to an unhappy gut. So getting things like enzyme supplementation is really important. And a lot of times our kids don't get enough raw foods, which causes them to have to rely upon the metabolic enzymes in their body, which if they get depleted too much, it really starts deteriorating the body. And so getting good enzyme supplementation, we have a great one called Mighty Zymes for the kids. It's a chewable tablet. It tastes good and it's great to support that. That was an absolute game changer for my oldest daughter in dealing with some food sensitivities too. Mighty Pro, this is our probiotic. Again, it's so important the microbiome and gut flora is supported, especially in our kids. It's so, so important that they're getting those things. So Mighty Pro is a go-to for that. It's got stevia as a natural sweetener in it. And it's something that you can put into water, their drink. We put it over cereal or just done straight into their mouths. The kids, it's almost like those old pixie sticks, but actually a healthy form of it. So the kids absolutely love those. Ningxia Red, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Ningxia Red. That is our absolute favorite go-to thing. And if there's only one thing that we could ever get, it would be Ningxia. We give Ningxia to all of our girls every single day, and it is the biggest game changer on the planet for them. Um, so all those things together. There's one more too. Kid Sense Unwind. This is a magnesium supplement, also really good for supporting the gut and healthy bowel movements. Also great for supporting sleep. Again, it's similar to the Mighty Pro, that it's kind of that powder form, so you can put it in a little bit of water before bed. Or again, the kids sometimes just like it sprinkled into their mouths. And we notice when we give them those, they sleep really, really well through the night, and it helps just keep the gut moving in those nighttime hours when the digestive system is trying to rest and reset. So really, really great options there for the kids. I cannot recommend those highly enough. Actually, I forgot one more. Still, Mighty Bites. That is our multivitamin supplement that for the children. And that one, it's a big chewable tablet. It's got great flavor. I remember eating little multivitamin chewables as a kid, and they tasted really terrible. These are fantastic, and the ingredients on it are just amazing for supporting their bodies and helping them get the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that they need to get them sustained through the day. The last area I want to touch on is personal care. And this is something we don't always think about, but our skin is the largest organ of our bodies. And there's so many skin issues that I see parents struggling with all the time. And so just going to talk about, getting those toxins out of our home can do a world of a difference for our kids. So baby laundry detergent is probably the worst chemical in your entire house, and something that sticks to our babies all day long. You wash your kids' clothes in it, and you're actually getting those fragrances, those chemicals are bound up in the clothing that they're wearing. So they're being exposed to these toxic chemicals literally 24/7. There's a study done on parabens and phthalates that showed that it led to early puberty in boys and girls, showing as early as kids entering the puberty as early as 7 years old, as opposed to being the normal range of 12 to 14 years old. We talk more about this in our mood class or in the tweens and teens hormones class. So if you want to dive deep into that, but these things are really important to be eliminating. And it's one of the big culprits is the personal care products in our home. There's a 2019 study, liver study done by Hepatology Communications, and they found that there were over 272 supplements associated with liver injury in kids. And 51% of those supplements had ingredients that were not listed on the label. They're not required to list them, as per FDA regulation, they can have those trade secrets. Um, and the FDA only intervenes on a personal care product after adverse reactions have already occurred. So if we don't want our kids to be guinea pigs to these things, we need to make sure that we're putting on good things into their body. And so same thing, the personal care products, Young Living has that same seed to seal standard with it, with all of those things. They also have essential oils infused into them. So you know that what you get is what you get. There are no hidden ingredients. You know it's going to be all natural. So we have a great Kid Sense shampoo, bath gel, lotion, toothpaste, and then there's stuff for babies too, for diaper rash cream, baby wipes, and their own baby uh, shampoo. All of these things are fantastic, and you can be rest assured that these things are going to be good to support your kids, and that you're not only are you avoiding bad ingredients, but you're actually giving them things that are going to help to support and sustain their bodies. And like I said, I've noticed a world in the difference in our family since we started using these things. And I just want this change for so many people. So we're in a special month right now in July 2022 that a lot of the things I talked about are actually free as gifts with purchase this month with Young Living. So they are giving away for free the Feather the Owl diffuser, a 15 milliliter bottle of Kid Power, Sleepy Eyes. Also, they're doing hand sanitizer, thieves spray, and a cute little pouch that you can put 3 oils into. All these things are designed to be great back to school items for your kids so that you can have these things ready to go. So I'm going to give a couple recommendations here on how to get started knowing this, because I would actually say don't go with that Kid Sense bundle that I recommended at the start of this class for this month only, because you will be getting that Feather the Owl diffuser for free. So what I would say is pick one of the other areas, because you're going to get some of those oils that we talked about to get started with. And I would say pick another area, whether you want to focus in on the personal care side of your kids and get started with that, or if you want to dive into the supplement side for those things. So great ways to get all of these things together. If you do a 300 PV order, which is about a $300 equivalent order, if you do it as a subscription, we have super flexible options for that. You can make it, as large or small as you want for things. We do a monthly subscription because, again, if you're going to be buying your kids shampoo and their toothpaste, and we buy our adult shampoo and our toothpaste and cleaners for our house, all these things that we normally buy from the grocery store, we buy through Young Living because we know it's safe, we know it's better for our family, and we get these amazing rewards like these free diffusers because we purchase them through them. So the box I would recommend for gut health support with the supplements would be to get a 2-pack of Ningxia Red, Kid Sense Mighty Pro, Mighty Zyme, Mighty Bites, Tummy Jies, Ningxia Greens, Power Bites, the 3-pack of einkorn granola, and 3 boxes of einkorn flakes. That's going to just help set up things. You're going to get some additional meal options, additional snack options for your kids, and this is going to really set up a good foundation with some fun things for the kids to take and kind of get used to swapping these things out as you change things out. Like I said, it's going to get you all those free items that I listed earlier. If you want to go more the route of the personal care side and kind of supporting what I call like the body, mind, spirit of things, I would say get Sacred Mountain. That was one we were recommended for night terrors. Kid Sense Unwind, the Kid Sense Bath Gel, Ningxia Red again, Kid Sense Toothpaste, Owie, the Kid Sense Lotion, and the Genius Roll-On bottle. That's going to set up really well with the things I said that were the free gifts with purchase this month. You can do different levels. It'll get you different levels of things and rewards as well. And so you'll see, I'll add into the description of this the different tiered levels to get you different rewards for. But that would be my recommendation specifically for the month of July in 2022. Otherwise, the for sure starting point that I would pick would be to get that the Kid Sense starter bundle that gives you the Feathered Owl diffuser and all those amazing Kid Sense things. So I hope this is helpful for you. I hope that you have better discernment moving forward with what to do in supporting your family. I hope that you feel equipped and a little bit more knowledgeable about what's out there for your kids and maybe that you're going to start thinking through some of these things a little bit differently. And I hope that you experience the amazing changes that we have found for our family when we have switched over to Young Living's amazing essential oils and products.